in a slightly different place to accommodate where I've put the camera. All right, I can live with that. Let's fucking go. Okay. Welcome everyone to the developer stream of Perfect Tides. I'm the developer. I'm gonna turn this down even more because I'm the developer. I made the game, but I had a lot of help. My name is Meredith Gran. I wrote and drew and conceived of this whole thing, and I made a lot of friends along the way. This is just the demo. There's plenty more where this came from, but I'm excited to share it with you. I've never played the demo for an audience before. I've only watched other people play it, so feel free to ask me stuff, and I will try and give you an earnest reaction. Truthfully, a lot of this I haven't played in months because I have been focused on later parts of the game. So there's probably a lot of stuff in here that is going to surprise me as well as you. Fear no more, says the heart, committing its burden to some sea, which sighs collectively for all sorrows, and renews, begins, collects, lets fall. Virginia Woolf. It's a cliche to begin with a quote. You know this, but you're a fool. Besides, in order to make good work that reaches past mere juvenilia, you must expel your stupidest words. All 1,000,000 of them. Put them down so they may die. Your name is Mara Whitefish. You lived on an island for most of your life. Now you spend your days in transit. It's the year 2003. You're a freshman at the State University of Creative Studies in the city. The semester is almost over. It's a long commute to school from your mother's apartment to the mainland. Instead of riding home, you often end up sleeping at Daniel's place. No one here seems to mind. Oh hey, I forgot you crashed. Yup, I was pretty zonked. Zonked? Where did that shit come from? The language evolves, you dick. Get used to it. Diner breakfast? No, I'm broke till Friday. Daniel has been your friend since high school. These days, you might even call him your best friend. In fact, it's possible you chose to attend Sucks, an effortless decision you were repeatedly assured is the biggest of your life thus far, because Daniel chose it. Daniel's tastes have rarely led you astray. You trust him to fill in the gaps of your judgment, of which you fear there are many. I can make us something, though. Sure. All right. How we coming through? Oops. Every time I check OBS, the Adventure Game Studio game that I made just freaks the hell out. I'm going to lower this just a little bit on my end, but let me know if it sounds not just so good to you, and we'll try and work it out a little bit more. The gaps in Mara's judgment are legion, yes. Well, look, so far she's doing okay, right? She made it to 18. She cuts her hair now. She has a friend other than Lily. And she's going to college. So that's pretty good, right? I feel like after the last game, a lot of people were just asking me, like what's going to happen to her? And, you know, the answer is she's fine. But Is she? I don't know. I guess we're going to have to dig deeper. It's you, Mara Whitefish. You're 18 years old and you want to be a writer, and according to at least one emotionally high maintenance professor, you should already be calling yourself one. You're attending university in the city. You have a boyfriend named Adam who lives 2 states away. You don't see each other in person very often, but when you do, you more than make up for the time apart. That's right, you have sex with him. Not a huge deal. You grew up on a small, semi remote island where you lived until about a year and a half ago. The city and the mainland from which you commute still holds such fresh promise to you. You have not been back to perfect tide since you left. Is she safe? Well, she's sleeping on a futon, but I don't think there's bed bugs in it, so I think she's all right. A pair of console controllers live permanently on the floor. The lengthwise walls of Daniel's apartment are exposed brick, a feature that is supposedly desirable in city apartments. You suspect, though, that Daniel's landlord got tired of patching fist holes in the drywall. A promotional cardboard standee of the movie Ballistic X vs. Sever 2002 lives behind the apartment couch. Although you've never seen the film, you know it represents a dearth of creative output in Hollywood, its original script having been rewritten into oblivion, not to mention a devastating $50 million loss for franchise pictures and Warner Brothers Entertainment. From what you understand, the standee was acquired through great hardship by one of Daniel's former roommates, who smuggled it home after closing up at the theater of his employ. Having what Daniel describes as a hulking presence, he was able to walk it home under his coat in one piece. Since moving out, the standee's gargantuan owner has repeatedly promised to return for his treasure. The fact that he lives on the West Coast now does not bode well. The battered living room camping chair has been in the unfolded position for so long that it no longer refolds. Until recently, an impressive number of crumbs had accumulated in the seat's deepest point. All gone in a single dare. I think that's the grossest one of all the there's some pretty disgusting ones. This one's gross. The rug in Daniel's living room has never been vacuumed, and you suspect it's where the general hot doggy smell of the apartment originates. Since the roommate with the TV moved out, Daniel and the boys have relied on this errant laptop and speaker set to watch movies. The picture and sound quality are as bad as one would expect, and the whole system needs to be painstakingly restarted if its power connector is nudged. Kind of sounds like my OBS setup, honestly. Oh, even I have little sausage fingers when it comes to clicking through this game. That said, you've watched a considerable number of films and TV shows on here, ones you'd now regret never seeing. It is certainly an example of life finding a way. This curtain acts as a divider between the living area and an unknown number of bedrooms, each containing its own unknown number of curtains, subdividing an unknown number of beds. I feel like this one is sort of reminiscent of, like, there's a sequence in the first game where Jason reaches into an unknown part of his pants and pulls out a pen, and it's kind of described the way the curtain of this apartment is described. Okay. I think we're good. All right, I'm out. Bye, darling. Later. Hey, Maura. Hiya. You were sheepish around Daniel's roommate, Gray. He's the most noticeably busy of all the characters who come and go from this place. Sorry, excuse me. All right. I don't know what to do. I've never played a point-and-click adventure game before, so I'm probably going to need some help. Maybe Daniel knows what I can do. What are you reading? Being John Malkovich. Ah, yeah, Charlie Kaufman. You seen it? No, I've just heard enough to know everything about it. It's not bad, kind of meta. I've heard that. It's actually sort of perverse, the way you're transported into another mind. I've heard that too. You should see some of these things you've heard about. It's at the library. Sure, you'll get right to that when you learn how to freeze time. Daniel is shockingly adept at absorbing new and interesting works. He's seemingly able to drop everything in the pursuit of knowledge to chart endless pathways of his curiosity. You just don't have the knack for this. Your thoughts are desperately monogamous, unable to pivot until they've been painstakingly explored. I'm sure that'll work out fine. I'm starving. Forgot to have dinner last night. What do you want to eat? Anything. What's in the fridge? You're pretty sure the eggs you've been keeping in Daniel's fridge are still fresh and intact. Daniel's roommates tend to leave unclaimed food alone, unless it's ready-made. Now where did those eggs go? The fridge is more crowded than you'd expected. You'll have to look closer. Use the right mouse button to inspect the fridge. Great job! Peering past the metropolis of Dale's Pale Ale cans, Rolling Rock bottles, and 3 different kinds of milk, you see the pale glimmer of an egg carton. Aha! You reach past the contents of the fridge to retrieve your egg carton, which you soon discover is resting precariously on a Costco-sized jar of applesauce. Having found what you need from the fridge and trying hard not to let your eye fall on any other culinary atrocities, you close the door. It looks like you have items in your inventory. Hover your mouse at the top of the screen to see them. Boink. All right. Don't ask Daniel about his film opinions. Well, we can't do that yet. Not that I would know. I've never played an adventure game in my life. Hey, Rosetta. Rosetta takes a moment to realize you're speaking to her, even though you've addressed her by name. Oh, hi, Mara. Did I wake you walking through? Nope. I don't even hear you moving when I'm awake. What did you guys get up to last night? Once again, Rosetta doesn't seem to realize you're speaking to her. Ro? Oh, my friend had this gallery show in the village. We were at that, and then the after party, and then her friend's loft. Wow, sounds fun. You're once again jealous of Rosetta's social life, a life which seems so much richer, both culturally and materially, than your own. How is a small, winsome girl from the mainland so well connected? You mentally hum a few verses of the same old song about how you've chosen the wrong major, attended the wrong classes, bought the wrong sneakers, and bathed with the wrong 2-in-1 shampoo plus conditioner. It was all right. I really wanted to be home early working on my own piece. What meat products are you splattering against the wall this time? That's funny, Daniel. Have you given your soul to the nearest media conglomerate yet? Oh, it kind of hurts when I've already rewritten something and the old lines are intact in this demo. I did not have time to make another copy of this demo. But look, if you think the writing is great, don't listen to me. If you think it sucks, it's going to be better. Painting sounds fun. I wish I was any good at it. You should try it then. Remind me and I'll lend you some supplies. What you'd really like is an invitation to one of those loft parties without having to learn how to paint. Sure, thanks. I will ruminate on that. All right. Let's make those eggs. This feels like a subtle tutorial. That's because it is. I have designed it to teach you how to play the game. Just one of the many things I've learned since becoming a game developer. You can thank me later when you play it, and it's incredibly easy for you to pick up. You crack your remaining eggs directly into the frying pan. They immediately form a giant, viscous mass. Want any, Ro? No thanks. If I ate this early in the day, I could surely perish. That's a relief. There's really only enough for you and Daniel here. Using a spoon, you effortlessly break the yolks, letting them merge with the whites as they cook. This creates a multicolor mixture as the different egg sections mix. You call this the confetti eggs method because every bite is a celebration. Thanks. So something you'll notice about this game if you played the first one is that it is both more and less pixel perfect than the first game. The first game was made at twice the resolution. It presented itself as because I, at the time, really wanted the profile images to be a higher resolution than the playable images. So that meant that a lot of the time when Mara is standing far away, she looks all distorted and weird, like, an old 90s adventure game. One of the features that Adventure Game Studio allows you to do is instead of making everything pixel perfect, you can have characters scale at screen resolution, which kind of preserves the drawing and gives you like these big chunky foreground pixels like you see here. So I did that, and I also made the portraits low res, which I probably just should have done from the beginning, but I kind of I thought I wouldn't be able to get the emotion out of the characters that I feel that I have been able to get with lower res portraits in this game. So everything in this game is lower resolution, but also using a little bit more modern day engine trickery, just to kind of, simplify the presentation. You're welcome. I call these confetti eggs because they look insane. They look like the contents of my brain. Yeah. Walsh's class today? Yep. Are you going? I might skip. I don't know. Not really happy with my piece yet. That would be unfortunate. You find you can engage more deeply with the class when Daniel is there. I'm gonna be a needy Mara. Oh, you should come. It's more fun when you're there. It is? Yeah, dude. The whole discussion is more lively. But my paper's a mess. So is mine. Don't be a perfectionist. Alright. Maybe. You'll go to class no matter what, of course. You can't be waiting around for Daniel to make up his mind. I mean, yeah, fuck that. You'll make him breakfast with your own food, but you're not gonna wait around for him. You finish your eggs as quickly as possible, trying to focus on your obligations for the day. You have to work a library shift and finish your paper before class. So something I have learned since the first game I made is that the player really wants you to tell them what is next. I didn't know how to do that, okay? These things are hard for me. I learned slowly. But I do understand now, and I think this game, without being too annoying with the tutorials, I think this is really most of what you get with the tutorials. I feel like this game guides you in a pretty naturalistic way to what you're supposed to do every day. Mara is very busy, but also busy with the same things, so she's very often going to work and going to school and moving within the locations that she's given. Whereas with the first game, you're kind of endlessly exploring Perfect Ties. There's almost nothing off limits to you. I feel like the game kind of tells you where you're supposed to be and generally what you're supposed to be doing as you play with this game. Which doesn't mean there are no challenges. I think the game does challenge you just by offering you many choices within that world, but you're not going to be sitting around puzzling out what to do this time around. I've definitely created more of a flow to everything. All right. You wanted to ask Daniel about a topic Walsh brought up in class recently. What was it again? You've never had an easy time holding on to your ideas, and now that you're in college, you've resolved to start writing them down. You bought a cute, tidy little notebook just for the occasion, and ever since you lost it, along with an equally cute pen, you've been taking notes on your phone. Here's where you store all of your personal contacts. You and 2 people. It's looking pretty bare. Certainly, you know more people than this. You'll just have to add more names as you remember them. And these are all the topics you're trying to remember. Okay, so far you've only collected 1. If your cursor turns red over a person, you can have deeper conversations with them. To ask someone a question, left-click the person and hold until the pointer turns white. You can even ask yourself a question. Why not? We already talk so much. Now, what did you want to ask Daniel about? Ah, this version has not updated the cursor. I kind of think I want to go back and get to the version that's updated the cursor. If you guys don't mind, just going to, for 1 second. I'm realizing this version is missing a few fun things. All right, we good? All right, pretty sure this version will give us everything we need. Ah, you should come. There we go. All right, so when you hover over somebody who you can have a deeper conversation with, you should see this little guy. And if you hold her down, you get your menu screen. This is a completely new feature that I think is more appropriate to where Mara is at, which is not wandering around collecting garbage off the beach, but getting to know people and learning. So this mechanic gets used pretty much throughout the game. All right, let's ask Daniel about the city. Do you remember what Walsh was saying about the city last week? Nope. Oh, well, it was something about how living here used to be really nurturing if you were a writer getting started. Uh-huh. But now Walsh says it's too expensive here, and all the interesting parts of the city have been scrubbed away, and we're basically living in the magic kingdom of piss. You're like, worried about that? Well, not super worried. I'm just sort of having a miniature crisis over it. Mara, she's wrong. There are things that Walsh is wrong about. I know, but what a convenient argument for Walshy that all the good shit happened in the city when she was young. I hadn't thought of it that way. This is the best place to be, place in America to be a writer. Hands down. How do you know that? Because we're here, dingus. You like your classes, don't you? School's all well and good. I just figured by now I'd... Yeah? By now I would have made more connections, you know? Like with experienced writers, editors, publishing people. I hate to break it to you, but that's not a city problem. If you want to meet people, you'd better start talking to them. But it's scary. And this is the part where everyone playing this game just takes a screen cap, right? But hard. No, it isn't. Everyone loves talking, especially if it's a topic relevant to them. It flatters their intelligence. So I should talk to people only about their favorite subjects? How am I supposed to know what they like? You might have to guess now and then, but the more you talk to them, the more they'll let you know. What if I run out of things to talk about? Then you'd better get yourself some more talking points. Here's a free one for you. Movies. You can't go wrong. Everyone has a favorite. This is the one and only time you see things typed out with a flip phone letter selection. The numeric letter selection. Got it? I think so. But man, yes. This is why I became a writer, Daniel, so I wouldn't have to talk so much. Well, your first novel is shaping up great. My what? 10,000 leagues up my ass. Hey. I think I can punch that line up, to be honest. All right. Are we done? Did we get everything we need? Let's ask Daniel a couple more questions. We seeing The Matrix Reloaded or what? Oh, fuck yes, we are. Are you worried it won't live up to its name? That by its very nature, a sequel dilutes the power of the original? Nope. You? Not at all. All right, I need to stop being so unamused by my own writing. I'm going to be sincerely more amused from now on. Back when phones were only able to be flipped open and used to call your friends. Yes, there's some texting going on in this game too. It's a little bit more tortured than it is now, but for different reasons than it's torture now. It's a cool morning in the city. You feel a moment's regret for not packing a jacket yesterday. But you've committed to dressing for warm weather, and so your decision must stand. It's not like Mom is here to see the goosebumps on your arms. You exhale contentedly. You have just enough time for a quick leisurely walk before work. All right, I'm going to show you guys the map a little bit. I know where to go. But let's just see the city. This is Mara's playground. This is the island that you have to explore this time around. Quite different from what we remember. We got a little riverfront over here. Of course, there's not much going on right now, but there will be. Ah, hello. I've never streamed from YouTube before, or maybe I did like 10 years ago, so hello to all you people joining from YouTube. Let's check out the book vendor. See something you like? Yeah, I like a lot of it, but I have no money right now, and when I do, it's usually for pizza. I know, I'm out here a lot. Well, the books aren't here to look pretty. Come back when you want to buy. Do you do trades? It would have to be a pretty interesting book. Something I think I can sell. Like a mass market paperback? Harry Potter or The Lovely Bones? Kid, despite my schmuck appearance, I happen to have taste. With this bit of self-deprecation, your misgivings about the sidewalk book vendor melt away. Why would you shop at the big bookstores when you've got the real deal right here? My bad, sir. I collect all manner of books, magazines, and printed curios. Bring me something interesting and you'll have your pick from my stash. Got it? Roger that. Roger whom? Oh, you know, Roger. The way astronauts sign off. Astronauts? You mean actors? You listen to Coast AM? Don't think so. Check it out sometime. Should give you some good information. I'm always on the lookout for that. Thanks. All right. So, all right. As much as I'm trying to move away from traditional golden age point and click adventures, I must admit that this guy is just the classic shopkeeper of an adventure game. Just some sketchy fellow who is always available to trade with you, and probably will. I'd like to get into the book system a little, although it doesn't really come up in this demo, but essentially Mara is going to be able to read books every day, most days. You know, nobody can read books every day. And she will have a certain amount of energy and time that she can use to read those books. And she will also be able to trade those books with the book vendor and with certain people she meets, and also with the librarians. So there's some potential there. It is like sort of a separate inventory system from the idea system, but I'm also pretty excited about it because I think it's going to allow the player to really choose their own adventure, because they're going to they're not going to be able to read every book. They're going to have to decide. Maybe a weird question, but how do you feel about people interpreting Mara as neurodivergent or autistic? It's kind of hilarious to me because I feel like I'm personally being diagnosed. Like, the first time somebody said, like, this is a game about a young autistic woman, I was like, okay. All right. I didn't say it, but if you're going to say it, I mean, I'm not going to object to that. I don't personally assign that to her. I'd rather show you what she's like and allow you to come to your own conclusions. It does not bother me what those conclusions are one way or another. If you tell me she's cool, I'll also think that's great. Can she get run over? No. You can. There's a couple ways to die in this game, but they're few and far between, and you would be warned. So it's not like Laura Bow 2 where you can just like run out into the road and die immediately. Like the second you start the game, you just like watch the entire game intro and then walk out into the road and just immediately get hit by a car. No, you can't die in any accidental ways. There are a couple of ways where you simply must advance, and if you fail to advance, then you've got to try again. And that's basically the death the death that is available in this game. Anyway, let's see what this guy's up to. Hey, Theo. Fish! What up, homegirl? Theo has addressed you with the same years-long familiarity ever since you first met him at freshman orientation. At first, it was a comfort to your anxiety about making friends at school. These days, his airs are odd at best and frequently tiresome. Still, Theo is a mostly welcome sight. He's easygoing, available to hang out on short notice, and crucially well-connected. Folks, do you remember your annoying friend? Do you remember the shit out of your annoying friend? On my way to the library. Oh yeah? You work there, right? How is it? Pretty easy. I get a lot of time to write. Damn! I need a job like that. I have no good place to write, and it's killing me. Privately, you think Theo's writing needs more than a better place to be written, but you're not in the middle of a critique, so you'll keep that to yourself. Let me know if you quit that position, okay? I'm never quitting, dude. Gonna work there all summer. You're killing me, fish. So, doing anything fun this weekend? Actually, Theo noticeably lowers his voice, taking a conspiratorial tone. This in turn causes a pooling in the floor of your mouth, a Pavlovian response to an invitation for fun. We're having a party here tonight. At the dorm? What about the RAs? We may have greased a few palms. Sick. Can I come then? You'd better. Come by any time after sundown. Just tell the security guard you're my guest and he'll let you up. Got it. Make sure you give them my full name. You know it, right? Of course. Great. See you tonight, fish. Okay. You don't know Theo's full name. You might want to figure that one out before the party, Miss Marple. All right. We got his name. Theo, what do you think about the city? You're from the West Coast, right? What do you think of the city? Oh, I like a lot of the stuff here, but? What? But you East Coasters are also impatient. Impatient for what? For you to finish your sentences? Just spit it out, dude. Come on, I gotta run. No, that's exactly what I would have said, eventually, in softer words. Sounds unbearable. Yeah, it's probably best if you keep living here. You know, this has been helpful. Thank you, Theo. Oh, I'm glad. It's always nice when your mind has already wandered through 10 other landscapes by the time Theo finishes talking. Who knows what this guy's on about? All right. Stop being a bitch, Mara. Time to go to work. Oh, let's talk to Joseph. I mean, this guy who I've never met before. Hi, Joseph. Fellow Islander, there you are. I haven't seen you in some time. You've assured Joseph more than once that being from Perfect Tides is a far cry from his island home of Granada, some 2,000 miles south across the Atlantic. Still, his search for commonality is endearing and puts you at ease. It has also moved you to pay for more than one regrettable fruit experience at a tourist price point. What would you like today? Nothing for now. I have no money. Oh, that is a problem. It certainly is, Joseph. See you another day, then. Bring news from home. Ha, sure, but there won't be much. See ya. Okay. It's Adam. All right, so I realized, hello, welcome. And thanks for watching the Adventure X event. I'm very glad that Adventure X had me this year. It's quite an honor. I'm sorry to play this ringtone. I'm remembering I made another little oopsie in the demo here that I changed later. Narratively, Mara's boyfriend is brought up if you look at her before Adam calls, and I actually think it works much better if we find out about Adam right now. Those are the sort of choices that come to you later when you've had time to reflect on them and perspective. But you know what? That's all right. I don't feel like it was particularly ruined. I'm doing great, and nice talking to you, Amy. Thanks for coming tonight. You must be incredibly busy right now. If you don't remember the annoying friend, you were the annoying friend. That is, yes, that is unfortunately true. I feel like annoying friends are a rarity nowadays. Most inner circles, especially online, would just ghost them or remove them quietly. Well, yeah, but we're talking about 18-year-olds here. When I was 18, I did not know how to quietly remove anything. Oh, well, good luck. Good luck with the event. And thanks for taking a little time to come watch the stream. Hi, sweetie. Hi, Adam. What's up? Just thinking about you. Oh, I was just thinking about you. In truth, you were thinking about the paper you need to finish before work. But you thought about Adam when you saw his name on the phone screen, so it's not a total lie. You would never totally lie to him. Are you already in the city? Yeah, I had to get here early. You decided a while back it would be best if Adam didn't know about your habitual crashes at Daniel's apartment. It's just so much paperwork. Adam always wants to know where you are and who you're with, and your male friends, the majority, require even further clarification. This is an unfortunate consequence of the distance between you and Adam. It sometimes feels as if you spend more time explaining the beats of your day than having real conversations. On my way to work, then class. Yeah? Should we talk after class then? No, now is fine. I think I might be going to like a party thing later. Yeah? A party? Yeah, like a party thing. With who? Oh, just some school friends. Just like a few people at the dorms. Oh, okay. When do you want to talk then? I've got a few minutes if you want to talk now. Is there something specific? No, I just wanted to talk. I just missed you. I miss you too. What did you do last night? Nothing. Saw the guys. Cool. You sense that Adam is starting to brood. Well, I love you. I love you too. I could try to call on my lunch break. No. I don't want to be in a rush. We'll talk when we can talk. You didn't think you were rushing, Adam, but it's true that you have a busy day ahead of you. An ever-shifting schedule of school, work, and commute leave little room for the long, languid calls you used to have. I'm really sorry, Adam. It's okay. Don't worry, sweetie. I understand. Okay. I love you. I love you too. Bye. Now it's definitely time for work. You'd better get over to the Sucks building. Adam, I've added my boyfriend's phone number to my phone. Adam wants to talk, but he doesn't say what's about. Any Easter eggs you should find in the game? Well, I'll think about that. Not sure. Yeah, why does Adam want to talk so much without anything in particular to talk about? It's a good question. Well, here's the library where Mara works. By the way, in the first Perfect Tides game, there are no scrolling backgrounds. What do you guys think, huh? Eh? Pretty cool. Pretty high-tech stuff, eh? I must say, I'm quite happy with these. These were drawn by Soren, our background artist, and they just did such a tremendous job with them. Soren and I both have a collective memory of the library at the university that we both went to. And I think a lot of that has kind of been brought into this and sort of filtered through both of our memories, which to me is like such an excellent way to design a world. Anyway, let's talk to Jana, our boss. Mara, good morning. Hi, Jana. You'll be happy to know I had a good night's sleep. Thank goodness for that. You know, you need more sleep than you think you need. I know. How can you think you know that when you think you know how much you need? I'm already mentally inflating what I think I need. Well, you need more than that. That's just not possible. I'm afraid I've got quite a stack for you today. We're cleaning house for the spring on top of giving campus tours all weekend. Ah! This is bad news. The morning downtime is one of your $8 an hour job's greatest perks. You're needed so infrequently that you've grown to depend on it. You'd planned to finish writing your paper for Walsh's class this morning. A large cataloging job will tie you up for hours, making a seamless jump from work to the classroom impossible. And come over here, I'll show you the damage. The reference is missing an E, it's true. Occasionally, the typos read as more of a Sorenism to me. I'm kind of okay with that one, personally. This is only the first cart. I got more in the back. When's the last time these books saw the light? Shouldn't we be getting rid of them? They are all pretty old, it's true. I pulled a lot of them for donation, but most of these books are still germane to our programming. I'll be by the entrance if you have any questions. Thanks, Mara. You know, logically, and at least somewhat in practice, that you shouldn't be repelled by ancient texts. You're here to study the classics after all. Still, there is something viscerally dull about dusty old books. As objects, they stir nothing in you. They can't compete with the potency of the now. Even the most mundane new works can invoke the flutter of life, while these objects sit dead, inert, a reminder of decay. You wonder if Jana would accept any reasonable excuse to beg off from this assignment. It would have to be a pretty good one. So, one thing when I started this game, my idea was to actually have Mara catalog these books by using the Dewey Decimal System, which, in hindsight, I feel like that would have been kind of a hacky way to get this game started. I feel like the solution instead, which is that you must use your intelligence to convince Jana not to do the job, is much better. Let's see if we can find any breadcrumbs to give us a clue as to how to solve this puzzle. Hi, Brittany. Morning, Mara. What are you up to today? Oh, some really stimulating library work, I'm sure. It's true. These are exciting times. We've been cleaning house here. You feel guilty for being sarcastic when Brittany so clearly means it. Have you checked out the free book cart by the entrance? I added a bunch of stuff this morning. I never have any luck with those. It's always some ancient hardcover that makes me sneeze when I open it, or some massive guidebook for Encarta 95. You never know, though, eh? This could be your lucky day. You'd rather save your luck for things that actually interest you, but you've already been enough of a jerk in this conversation. I'll check it out, thanks. Great, see you later. You take a look at the current offerings on the free cart. In general, these books don't tend to pique your interest. They're too boring for the library, after all. You're surprised when one particular cover catches your eye. You vaguely remember the author's name from a lecture in anthropology last fall. Not to be confused with the lecture in anthropology last fall, where you submitted a 2-page resume that named all of your written works and was bound by a creased corner. After a quick sweeping with your hand, which only serves to spread the grime to your body, you open it and read it. Institutions, even those established originally with the object of securing equality, peace, and mutual aid, in the course of time become petrified, lose their original meaning, come under the control of the ruling minority, and become a constraint upon the individual in his endeavors for further development. Anarchism owes its origin to the constructive creative activity of the people, by which all institutions of communal life were developed in the past, and to a protest, a revolt against the external force which has thrust itself upon these institutions, the aim of this protest being to give new scope to the creative activity of the people, that it might work out the necessary institutions with fresh vigor. Wow, this is surprisingly interesting. You never know what topics will grab you, especially when you're avoiding work. Unfortunately, your brief handling of the book causes it to crumble into dust, leaving you with only the sparse knowledge you've already collected. Oh well, you better get to work anyway. New topic. All right, Jana. Check this shit out. So, I actually had an idea. Yes. About sorting the books, I mean. Oh, how exciting! I'm always asking student workers to bring me their ideas, but none of them ever do. I would love to hear what you have in mind. Thank you. Mara says thank you a lot in this game, and it's always funny to me. It's always somebody being more generous with her than she deserves. So how do you want the books to be cataloged? The thing is, I don't. And I got the idea straight from the library itself, from the works of Peter Kropotnik. Peter Kropotkin? The anarchist? Ah, so you've read him. It's been a long time, I'll admit, but what does this have to do with the library? Jenna, let me ask you something. Say you're at a dinner party with a big group of people, okay? When the meal is over and it's time to clean up, do you instinctively help gather up the dishes? Why, sure. Then you may already be an anarchist. It's intrinsic in all of us, you see, to contribute to society free of hierarchical bounds. Is the alphabet a hierarchical bound? I mean, sure, it helps people find a book, but does it help them find a book? There are hundreds of fascinating works on these shelves, each collecting dust in their appointed place. Books just waiting to blow some student's mind. I agree with you there, but it's up to the librarian to guide them to the right book. Again with the hierarchies! Students are perfectly capable of motivating themselves to learn. In the wake of this declaration, something appears to shift behind Jana's eyes. It's as if some previously dormant sentiment, some forgotten dream, has been reignited. Well, Mara, if you have an alternative in mind, I suppose we don't need to sort those books. Great! Thanks, Jenna. I won't take up any more of your time. You'll bring me your proposal then, I trust? Your plan for restructuring the main stacks. I imagine you're looking for a self-managed approach. Yes. Great. Why don't you get started on that while the library is still quiet? We will have to deal with the book soon, of course. Can you present it to me tomorrow? Sure thing. Perfect. That should be plenty of time to organize what you've obviously considered so thoroughly already. Should be. Great. Thanks, Mara. Glad to see you taking the initiative like this. What on earth have you gotten yourself into? This is going to be way more work than sorting those books would have been. Does Jana look like Shaggy? I've been thinking about places where a custom speech icon can really have an impact. And I feel like there, where we really need to see what an asshole she can be, we get the first, new drawing. My favorite thing about games with pixel art and kind of simple art is that every 2D illustration is food. And that's what I seek to do with this, is to really feed people with those illustrations. Your stomach churns with the thought of letting Janet down with such a cheap scheme. You're going to have to see this through somehow. Ah, here we go. Your boss, Jana, has asked you to submit a proposal for an anarchist-themed reimagining of the library stacks. This is entirely your fault. If you've seen the trailer, you've probably noticed that this UI has already been updated a little bit. It actually looks a bit nicer now. But again, just didn't have time to bring the demo up to speed before the festival. But things will look, I suppose this is always true, right? If you've explored any game before it's finished, things will change. Well, you are in school after all. It was just a matter of time before you get an assignment, right? All of your writing projects will appear here, along with all the information you'll need to submit them. You can access this menu anytime by clicking the notebook in the icon bar. Right up there, baby. More on this later when it's time to write. For now, it'll be pushed to the jumble at the back of your mind where all non-urgent matters go. Anyway, it seems you have the morning free. You can finally get online and prepare your schoolwork. In no particular order. You do not want to make yourself known to these students. It's better this way. You recognize these two students because they're always together and always using the computers to scan their photography work. One time, you indulged your curiosity and peeked at one of the students' pages. It was a series of artfully nude photos of the other student, sitting mere feet away. Another day, when the other student was the one scanning, you glanced over again. This time the photos, also nude, were of a young woman who you also recognized as a frequent patron of the library. Although none of these people know you or the images you've seen, you try to avoid looking or speaking to any of them now, reasoning that you've already unwillingly involved yourself in something of which you now know too much. You do not wish to fraternize with the patrons. You take your position here quite seriously. Besides, you're pretty sure you saw some nude photos of this girl by accident once, and those would somehow be the first words out of your idiot mouth if you ever spoke to her. You power on the iMac and log into your student account. Though a novel and coveted device just a few years ago, this computer has grown creaky. But for your uses, writing and printing, email, messaging, and browsing the web, it does just fine. So, if you've played the first Perfect Tides, you'll probably remember that Mara was front-facing and the computer was away from us. So this is a completely different computer experience in this game. You are now in control of 4 things that you can do on the computer. Actually, there's 5 things you can do. You can browse the web, which Mara will take you to a web page that she wants to go to that day. You can search the web, and you can search through any of the topics or people that you've accumulated. You can check your email, and you can use instant messenger. So quite an expansion. Oh, and you can write your papers. Quite an expansion from the first game. There's a lot more to do on the computer, and every day you're on the computer, that experience changes, which I guess if you've played a game like Night in the Woods, you're kind of familiar with that. Guys, I did not get myself a drink, so I'm going to go do that because I'm already losing my voice. I will be right back. Oh no. Did I leave the title as Castlevania? I did, didn't I? Sorry guys. I'm playing my own video game. This follows after the first game. It does. So if you've played the first Perfect Tides, you are the same character in this game. You are 2 years older than like 2.5 years older. These half years matter when you're this young. And no, that's okay. I need to know these things. I forget to update my stream information all the time. No, this is not Castlevania. Sorry, Joe. That said, if you didn't play the first Perfect Tides, I think that's fine. If you ever want to go back to the first game, I feel there will be more richness to the experience, but it will not affect your ability to enjoy this game completely on its own. That was my intention with this, was to make this game, yes, a narrative sequel to the first game, but also totally accessible to anybody who's never played before. Let's see if I can get my mic a little closer here, so I don't have to keep swinging my ass around to get on camera. Okay. Let's do some shit online. Do you have time for a web browsing this morning? After a quick calculation of whether you deserve this, and I do, you navigate to the Blowtorch Media blog, your go-to authority on pop culture and media. Do we think Pitchfork is going to last until this game was released? Probably. Like, it was supposed to be gone like a year ago, wasn't it? Still there. Still standing. Maybe. But I hope it'll still be around so I can roast its ass. And no, surely no one has ever taken the time to make fun of Pitchfork. You quickly scan the week's album reviews to see if any new releases have garnered the coveted 1000% rating, or even a close contender in the 900 plus area. These albums tend to be of great cultural and historic significance to the people who read the Blowtorch review blog. Unfortunately, there are no new classics this week, but a couple of reviews in the 800 range catch your eye, and records of this caliber rarely let you down. Look, this is how I feel about Pitchfork. I'm not gonna lie. I'll listen to that shit. If they rated an 8 and up, I'll listen to that shit. You'll have to download some new music at home. Better make a note of it. You'd better get back to the things you actually meant to do on the computer. You could sit here and read about albums you don't intend to listen to all day. You sent this email to yourself yesterday. Your paper for class is attached. Your paper is still a jumbled collection of ideas with no real editing, but coming back to it today, it's better than you thought it would be. This is the perfect opportunity to reorganize your thoughts. Time to start writing. Since this is your first time, let's do it together. Whenever you're at a computer, you can work on any of your assignments from this list. Since it's due today and you're desperately trying not to think about the proposal, let's focus on city life and media. Once you've selected your assignment, click on Write to begin working on it. For each assignment, you'll have a chance to draw from a total of 2 topics, 1 primary and 1 secondary. For your primary topic, it's generally a good idea to stay relevant to the assignment. Unless I really want to go off the rails. Yes, well, take it easy with that. Not all assignments will have a clear primary topic, but when they do, your knowledge of that topic is the basis for a good paper. For instance, for your paper on city life and media, you should probably choose the city as your primary topic, unless you really want to confuse your professor. So, essentially, the assignments in this game, each one, by and large, is like a little bit of a puzzle, and you kind of figure out as you go, based on what you've read, based on what the game tells you, based on what you've heard by talking to people and such, you kind of decide what would make the best paper for that particular assignment. And each one, for each one, there are a few different things you can do. There are positive outcomes and negative outcomes. You can be graded well, or your work can be received poorly. That can be pretty funny. Ah, yes, you're quite the puppet master, aren't you, Mara? When your writing is poorly received, it's because you intended it that way, yes? I was just joking about writing something bad. You fell right into my trap. Anyway, let's select our primary topic. Like, even her subconscious is done with her. Hey, what's that rotating shape? Why, the contents of your brain, of course. I thought the contents of my brain were scrambled eggs. Well, it mostly is, but we're working on that. Every topic in your brain has the chance to be developed. As you further your understanding of a topic, its shape will change. And that number in the lower left corner will go up? Exactly. When in doubt, using at least one well-developed topic can add a lot of flavor to your work. Got it. So complex ideas are better to write with than undeveloped ones. But what if all of my ideas are undeveloped? Oop. Crap. Well, the narrator said that then you haven't talked to people enough and you haven't explored your ideas enough. But my paper is due immediately and I don't have time to experience any more life. That's frustrating, isn't it? On any given day, you will need to choose between collecting more ideas and delivering your work on time. It's on you to make the most of each day while accepting the necessary compromises. So you're saying I can't have absolutely everything and no answers are concretely right or wrong? This sucks. And it will continue sucking with ever-growing urgency until death's sweet embrace. Let's finish picking our primary topic now, shall we? Hey, my topic changed color. That means you've already used it for this paper. Don't worry, it'll be available when you work on your next assignment. So I can reuse subjects in my writing? Sure, why not? All writers ruminate on the same themes. Just don't lean on any one topic too much. You're still finding your creative voice after all. Besides, if you repeat yourself often enough, people will eventually notice. Ah, there's the rub. Okay, now that you have your primary topic, the fun begins. It's time to combine it with a secondary topic of your choosing. This can be anything you like. Anything? I'm on a deadline here. You can always take the safe route and stay relevant. For city life and media, that would mean selecting a media-related topic. Do you see anything like that here? Good choice. You have plenty to say about movies, and there's no shortage of city-related film topics to pull from. All right, let's finish this paper. Well, this isn't bad, considering you almost lost this time to census library work. You've certainly made the most of it. After a quick read-through, you're satisfied with the paper. You are now ready to print. You send your file to the library printer. Once it comes out, you staple it together and take it with you. Well done! You've finished your assignment in time for class. There's a good student in you yet. That spinning cube is the only 3D object we'll see in this game. Well, yes, but the cube will... You'll see when Mara levels up one of her topics, the shape of the cube changes. If only writing a paper would requires choosing the topics, yes. Well, as the game progresses, you do need to develop those topics by learning as you go. That otherwise, you're going to write bad papers. Can't do the thing right now. I'm spinning my cube. Oh yes, if you'd like to see the dev playthrough of the first Perfect Tides game, I did do one about 2 years ago, and it's got a lot of insight. But I would recommend playing the game if you can. I think it's good. All right, I'm gonna do one last thing on the internet here because I don't want to come back and solve this puzzle later. A lot of people will walk away from this one and have to find it again later, but I'm just going to end our suffering now. What the heck is Theo's name? It's a shot in the dark, but why not? You type Theo sucks into the search engine. You only sort of mean that. Well, look at that. Theo has a web presence. He was interviewed for the Sucks website last year as part of a freshman spotlight feature. It's an awesome school, says freshman Theo Newman, who is part of the university's creative writing program. I'm here 3 weeks and I've already made at least 15 friends. Newman. Sheesh. Let's look up a couple other things here. There's information here. Now, if you know anything about Mara, you know that she's been on the internet since she was a young teenager. What's left of that presence, I wonder? Much to your relief, there is almost no evidence of your online activity, at least when attached to your real name. A lot of your online communities over the years have disappeared on their own, and to see the rest of your posting trail, somebody would need to know the many and varied usernames you've taken over the years. Good riddance to bad rubbish. Searching for Adam leads to the website of the Small Scribe Festival, an event he previously helped to organize through his university before graduation last year. This is actually where you met him. The event itself, a showcase of hot and upcoming authors, passed by in a blur. You spent most of the weekend touring the campus with Adam, watching him meticulously arrange the AV equipment while you yammered about your dreams. You even showed him some of the work you'd brought, pieces you were ultimately too scared to submit for competition. He read them in silence next to you. You have rarely felt so exposed. At the same time, your words have never felt so powerful. Watching Adam read in admiration and delight, seeing the changes in his manner with every beat of prose, it's as if you'd offered him a map and he was charting the shape of your heart, as no one ever had. Your goodbye was so quiet, so urgent. You found him just beyond the show floor during closing ceremonies, taking inventory in a half-lit corridor. You asked if he wanted to kiss you. The surging applause of the festival crowd was muted in the clutch of his embrace. There was so little time to make sense of it. Before you knew it, Adam was living and working back home, 300 miles away. You decided to commit yourself to him, to take a chance on real love, however distant and drawn. Jenna's name produces exactly one result, the library staff page on the Sucks website, which provides a description of her current and previous jobs, alongside a professional-looking photo of Jenna. That's all you get. So I kind of decided, one of the things I really want to do here, like obviously you don't have to have any of these deep conversations if you don't want to, and you don't have to read all this shit if you don't want to. But I think that's kind of the appeal of this game. I hope it is. And, things like this I kind of see as like, well, would you like to know more about Adam? Maybe you don't. Maybe you've already made up your mind about him, but that information is there for you if you'd like it. So I see, potential for there being lots of layers of this game. Lots of ways to play it. Sorry, I'm a little behind on the chat. Who does Mara main in the melee? Oh, thank you, Astro Gildo. I'm glad you enjoyed the first game. It reminded you of yourself and your younger sister. That's so sweet. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you. I love that you guys are talking about missing assignments and asking for extensions. Absolutely a hallmark of university life. Shortly after you finish your tasks, the library fills with students. You are kept busy for the rest of the morning with shelving, tech questions, and checkouts. All right. I haven't saved this game yet. What the heck? All right. Let's use my default file name that I use for everything, which is Joe. I don't know what that is, honestly. Could be my son playing the game, honestly. Media Studies class begins the way it usually does, with you arriving early, claiming your unsought-after desk up front, and wondering anxiously if Daniel will show up. He does, and then another wave of concern washes over you. Your performance in this class is oddly staked upon both Daniel and Walsh's approval. You've never had a teacher you wanted to impress more. At the same time, Daniel is your only classmate who questions the educators at Sucks in a way that seems pointed and not clearly individualized. Walsh, in light of this, is a formidable opponent. Even as Daniel pokes at the basis of her ideas, you can't help but see them for their gold. She seems unfazed by even the harshest interrogations. Why not show it then? Why does so much have to be artfully implied? Daniel, we all know you want to see more boobies. Fresh off a screening of the 2002 film Adaptation, you've been discussing the outside demands, both recognizable and hidden, imposed on a writer as they craft a work for an audience. Now wait, Daniel may have a point. Why indeed? Whether it's books, TV, film, when the sex begins, the scene ends. We skip ahead to the aftermath. Why? Content restrictions. Well, sure, the media channel provides the budget and the distribution, and in turn we fit their standards. But what about authors and directors who make this choice, commit this act of self-censorship regardless of their constraints? I'm talking about films and novels for adults. Don't these too shy away from graphic or even artful depiction? And what about students? Free as they are to express such things, they often write very conservatively. We just don't want to give you our best material, Walsh. Clearly not. Hey! My question stands. Is it possible that both artist and audience have trained their expectations? And with the proliferation of media in our lives, does that not affect how we engage with reality? Wake up, guys! I'll put it another way. When it comes to the primal act in question, writers seemingly want to concern themselves with the events leading to its consummation and its aftermath. I posit that in turn, this is how we start to view sex in our own lives, a sort of blackout moment, a temporary loss of perception. We come to see intimacy as an inscrutable obstacle on an otherwise smooth narrative trek, as something stories can only guide us toward. The rest is up to us. Can art not offer comfort and catharsis around sex, much as it does for topics like faith, struggle, and death? I mean, maybe it's not a useful part of the story. It's in bad taste, pornographic. What do we think? Mara, do you agree? Is sex a useful part of storytelling or merely pornographic? I enjoyed watching people stream this demo when it first came out, and hearing them actually start to debate this topic in the chat, as if it was as if they were sitting in a freshman college class together. It was kind of fun. Maybe they don't want to write about sex because people don't like sex. People don't like sex. What do we think, guys? Do we not like sex? How, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do we not like sex? What kind of a Mara am I being today? Let's defend it. I think it's useful. There are things you can show rather than tell. What sort of things? Boobies. Mara, what sort of things? Well, like, what if there's shame involved? Or inexperience? Something you want to tell us, Mara? No! Fuck off. Daniel has some nerve. You know for a fact he has less experience than you. You should say that, Mara. Guys, please. Now, Mara, I'm not trying to single you out here. I think you're on to something. The pressure to perform, and perhaps more urgently to report on our success, is all around us. Who can claim to be immune? For your next essay, I want you all to think about the universality of desire, the ways and reasons we tend to suppress it, and what can be communicated, in character, theme, and beyond, through its expression. I'm horny. I forgot I did that. Please use any media you wish to flesh out your case. It will be due next class. Yeah, I will say, if you are on the asexual end of the spectrum, this game you'll probably not find too much of yourself in this game. There is quite a bit about desire in this game. But I don't know. I mean, people find themselves in the games and the stories I tell in ways that I do not anticipate. So maybe I'm just speaking a little bit too narrowly from what I know to be true about myself. The way in which the game presents desire, I think, is pretty personal to me. But I don't know. I don't know how it will be taken, and that's part of the pleasure of making games and bringing them out into the world. See you all in 2 days. And now you get to talk about it. Good class today, thanks. Sure thing. Did you hand in your paper yet? Oh, right. Here's mine. All right, I look forward to reading it. I hope you won't let your peers discourage you, Mara. Much to your distraction, you light up to hear Walsh address you by name. So few of your professors, let alone your favorite ones, ever do. Haha, okay. It's not always easy to say what's on your mind in front of the class. Thanks. I've been trying to have my own opinions. Ignore the popular consensus. It's good to form your own thoughts, yes. Though I wouldn't discount what others say. The consensus has value to you and the topics you write about. Your knowledge and your writing will grow richer if you can see a topic from many perspectives. Even low-quality perspectives. Haha. Just keep it in mind. See you in 2 days. Okay, bye. Ah, you got your teacher's number. Yes, that class is definitely not really fun whether you're no matter where you land there. It's just a lot of, I mean, I'm just speaking from experience, but in a freshman year class, there's a lot of giggling going on. All right. So Mara's got everything she needs now to go to this party. She has Theo's name, and she's finished class and work. So now night's down. Well, it's just about time to get to that party. You should head to the dorm building. I'm just going to show you guys this map real quick for fun. A little bit of crowd stuff. Oh, right. Not allowed to go back there right now. I don't think I had that that background done when this demo was made. Now, it is actually possible to see one of these movies. Not today, unfortunately, but in the future. Much of this map, as you would guess, opens up to you the more you play the game. All right, let's go to the party. What are you doing? Huh? Are you a resident of this building, you mean? No, of Mars. Yes, the building. Technically, no. Then you're not allowed up there. You don't even want to hear what I mean by technically? What do you mean by it? No trespassers allowed. Residents and their guests only. Yes? I'm here to see someone. I'm an invited guest. Of whom? Newman, huh? Let me see. Yes, I've got you here. Mara, right? Yep, pleased to meet you. Uh-huh. You know the rules upstairs? No, sir, but I'd like to. Don't get cute now. No alcohol, no smoking, no pets, no overnights, no loud music. Gotcha. And most importantly, see that entrance door? The one you walked in through? Uh-huh. It locks at 11 p.m. You leave, you're out for good. Got it? Absolutely. Have a beautiful night. Already am, thanks to you. 11 p.m. It locks. Right. Yes. Don't we love him? We love this man. I want to give him a little asymmetrical blink. Like he blinks and then one eye comes open a little sooner. I had a character like that in the first game too. Billy the bar owner. I feel like there's a certain type of gruff character Mara comes up against who is ultimately soft-hearted, but really a tough nut to crack. He's spinning his own cube, yes. Yeah, don't rattle your brain too hard to think about exactly what part of New York City this is supposed to be. It's really whatever I like it to be. But there is some accuracy. All right. Can't see a goddamn thing. Let's take a look around. Gross. All right. Well, first off, let's go find my friend, the guy who invited me. Fish, you made it. It's a me. Where's Daniel? Huh? I don't know. I figured you'd come together. You guys are inseparable. What? No, we're not. I'm just yanking your chain, Fish. So, is this your room? Yep, I've got a fire escape window. Just fashioned a gravity bong from a naked food juice bottle. Cool. Yeah, I'd invite you in, but... Well, my guy Vince went in there just now. I don't want to bug him. He's with a girl or something. Oh. Do you think they're... Not sure. Your friend is banging a girl in your room? More of an acquaintance than a friend, really. Oh, I really like Theo. Or rather, I really like what I can do with Theo. What I can do to Theo. I like. And you don't want to bug him? I just want everyone to have a good time, you know? Confidentially, Vince is my hookup right now. Is that so? Yeah, so if you ever want to buy the good shit, let me know. You are very interested in buying Theo's weed. You haven't smoked since winter break when you were offered, but also by Theo, a heart-stopping pull from a bubbler shaped like Mr. Peanut. I will certainly do that, my friend. Drugs. Enjoy the party, okay? This whole floor is pretty chilled out. I'm sure you'll find lots of cool peeps to talk to. Let's ask Theo about those drugs. You're looking to buy already? I guess. I don't have anything on me, sorry to say. I will in a week or two, though. I can get you something. Oh, shit, okay. What do you want? MJ, s'il vous plaît. How much? Don't you tell me how much? You're funny, Fish. How much weed do you want? Like half a pound? Is that a lot? That's really a lot. A few ounces? How much is that? Like a takeout container's worth. Holy shit, what does 20 bucks get me? I've got you, girl. No worries. You have never felt so desperately stupid in front of Theo. It would be best if he forgot about this exchange and you never brought it up again. Alright, let's see what else we can do around here. I don't think we talked to Theo about any of these topics, so let's see what we got. I haven't checked it out, but I hear good things. About anarchy? I think so. Should I get into it? I mean, sure. Good to keep an open mind. Cool. Always fun to explore new things. I'll let you know how I like it. The day I actually have sex, you'll be the first to know. I mean the second one, obviously. Right. Alright, Theo's a virgin. What about people? Who's that? My boyfriend? Adam, remember? Oh, of course. You know, I forget he exists sometimes. Well, he exists. We've been together for a year. No offense, Mara. Really, I've just never met him. I'm sure he's a great guy, if you've chosen to date him for so long. Well, he is, and I have. Sorry. Forget it. It's pretty annoying how Theo never bothers to remember anything about Adam, even though you are friends. It's like there's an entire chunk of your life in which he pays no interest. Can you really be good friends without knowing or caring about the other person's love life? As far as you're concerned, you've been appropriately curious and sympathetic to every unrequited crush, rejection, and dating faux pas in Theo's life. If he's bitter about the fact that you have something stable while he continues to strike out, he may as well say it. His supposed amnesia for your happiness is getting old and fast. Oof, that's a rough one. You're one of my favorite classmates. For real? Yeah, I always love when you voice your opinion. Gives me something to think about. I feel like I say the stupidest things in class. If by stupid you mean brave, then yeah. You really go for it, Fish. Wow, thanks. You're not totally sure you can believe Theo. He tends to be quick with a compliment, and his kindest words bring up an ever-sneaking suspicion that he would like to date you. Still, you can't help but grab onto the suggestion that other people like to hear your opinions. Where but Theo can you rely on such information? Alright, let's move on. Hey, what's your deal? Oh, you know, breathing the air, standing here. Cool, cool. Like anything? Does it look like I like anything? You look like someone who likes music. So now you can only get this if you've already gotten music in your inventory. Otherwise you miss out. If you can call constantly getting your heart broken by something liking it. I sure can. We must be kindred spirits. Well, alright. You sound serious. You want the lowdown on the next big act? My god, yes I do. Okay, check this out. Black-eyed motherfucking peas. What? Get out of here, you indie fuck. Emo scumbag. You know, I'm glad music breaks your heart. That's what you get for locking it away in a cage and sharing its beauty with no one. Go listen to college radio. It sounds fun. I think I will. Well, look at that. You learned something. Anytime a conversation or experience adds to your knowledge, your level in that topic will rise, and the shape of your understanding will change. Some of these shapes get pretty gnarly, eh? Collect them all. before we go in there, check out... Oh, we haven't asked Mara herself any questions. Let's do that while we have a chance. Hate that bitch. Daniel's a good friend. I can be around him, myself around him, I think. Adam and I have been dating for about a year now. I haven't been able to visit him since winter break. The distance really makes things difficult. It's a lot of the reason we fight, actually. If we could be closer, we'd be able to work things out more easily. But I have school, and neither of us can afford to move, so our sporadic visits will have to do for now. I know if we love each other enough, we can be patient. I wish Theo wasn't so exhausting. I like him a lot, apart from that. The most recent movie I've watched is Requiem for a Dream. Someone on Terrible Talk recommended watching the final act alone in the dark with my headphones on. Why I followed this advice without an ounce of suspicion is a great fucking mystery for the ages. Sex is simply part of my life now. It's hard to believe it was once a big deal. If I could get my hands on some, that would be great, thanks. Alright. Speaking of, let's go in here. I love this little room. Well, well, it appears I've found the fun room. The stoner kid's reactions range from a nervous but clearly overgenerous chuckle to outright sneers. Sorry, I wasn't trying to, join you or anything. I know weed's expensive, and besides, my boyfriend won't let me. It's not that he won't let me. That's not what I mean. We're both adults here, but I know it upsets him, and why would I upset him on purpose? Of course, I don't quite understand why it upsets him. It's not like being high makes me do reckless things or want to cheat on him or some shit like that. It's just fun, and it stimulates my brain and makes me feel more social and makes food taste good and... Fuck, you really want to do it. Okay, well, I'll leave you guys alone. Unless... So getting high makes you want to slut it up on your boyfriend or no? No! Wow, fuck you guys. You don't even know me. She's kind of asking for that one, wasn't she? That weird pixel you see on her ear, that has since been fixed. Wow, is smoking allowed in here? Why, you gonna report me? Absolutely not. That's the furthest thing from my mind. I actually think your defiance of building policy is cool, so... You a freshman? I am. How could you tell? Because you're saying all this stuff out loud. Oh, should I be keeping some of it to myself? Try keeping all of it to yourself until you know if it's a weird-ass thing to say or not. How am I supposed to know what's cool or weird to say if I never say any of it? That's a tough one, huh? You're in an advanced stage of weird and annoying that usually gets banged out in high school. It will get harder to resolve with every year. Please, doctor, cure me. Have you tried having a loser-ass friend who you can try out all your dumb shit on? That's basically all of my friends. Well, shit, it sounds like you're already in the leper colony. Not much we can do for you. No, wait. At least you have your people, right? You're my only hope. Please. God damn it. It's gone. You guys live here? Nope. You go to Sucks? Nope. You know anyone at this party at all? Well, alright. I'll leave you to it. Where'd you guys get the beer? We bought it. We brought it. Nice, nice. Having trouble finding beer in the city? Of course not. That would be funny, wouldn't it? No, I'm tripping over opportunities. Always boozing it up with my buddies. I was just curious about that particular brand is all. It piqued my interest. This? Yeah, is it good? It's Coors. From their unimpressed tone and a lifetime of passive TV consumption, you reason this may in fact be the most ubiquitous beer of all time. You'd better deploy the parachute. I'm more of a wine person myself. That's the parachute? Oh yeah? Which variety of wine do you like? Oh, cold mostly. But I'll take it any which way if there's no ice around. The group returns to its conversation. It seems you have been ejected. What's up? My name's Mara. Mara! You know what I like about you? Come here, I'll tell you. Well, alright, I'm always up for a compliment. It's only after drawing closer to him that you smell the alcohol drenching his every fiber. Your distress at this late realization causes you to snap back, losing the second half of his answer, which is already grotesquely unmentionable. Okay then, get home safe or whatever. You guys look like you have some juicy gossip. Oh yeah, this one's a doozy. You got me drooling. What's the scoop? Do you know Mikey Tops? Maybe? Not sure. You know Jenny from the next floor up, but that sounds vaguely familiar, but... Oh, okay, well, do you know the band of Fond Farewell? I'd probably know it if I heard it. Not sure how much you'll benefit from this gossip. No, tell me. It may be useful to me later on when I know all these people. Don't worry about it. You feel vaguely as if you've just swindled yourself out of an opportunity. If you'd only better faked your insider knowledge, you'd be swimming in social gold right now, a currency that never degrades, so long as it continues to flow. How are the old teams this season? Doing good sports? I take it you're not into athletic competition? That's an understatement. I'm a writer, so I'm much more cerebral in my amusements. That's too bad. The mind-body connection of an athlete at their best is really quite transcendent. I'm in touch with my body. I can stop myself from hiccuping. I can cry if I think hard enough about something sad. Cool. Well, call me when you can make a 17-foot shot with 10 seconds on the clock. I'll do that. So really, how's the team doing? We took a double-digit loss last night. Ha ha! And that's bad, right? Yes. Ha ha! Alright. Alright, I like this room a lot. Welcome! Make yourself comfortable. Oh, is this your room? Oh, sure, but mi casa es su casa. Party people in the house. You seem kind of nervous. What would I have to be nervous about? These are my school peers, even the ones I've never met before. Surely when they leave, my colleagues intend to pick up their trash and flush the toilet and clean the sheets. Oh God, can the school hold me liable for what happens in here? Sure, and they'll probably give you an award for being the coolest host of the night. Ha 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 ha! Nice! That's the sweatiest laugh you've heard today, and you were just in a classroom full of freshmen discussing sex. Hey, my name's Mara. Do you go here? I go here. The dorms are pretty small, huh? I was so disappointed I couldn't afford it, but now that I'm seeing it, it isn't much, you know? I heard everyone shares a kitchen here. I wonder if it's gross. I'd probably just get takeout all the time if I could already afford the room, you know? Well, this has been great. Enjoy your night. This group in the corner seems receptive to your company. Maybe you could join them. So every once in a while, the topics turn into this when Mara is kind of immobile. I'm still debating whether I want to give the player the option to just do this all the time, to like keep the phone open while they're discussing. I think that's going to be ironed out in the playtest stage. All right, let's talk some shit. Down now. No, I know that guy. He's not in the dorms. Dude, how do you know everyone? Because I don't gate myself into any of the little cliques around here. We don't do that. Me neither. I also know Daniel, by the way. You're saying we're cliquey, dude? Nah. Maybe a little close-minded is all. A man's mind is like a parachute in that it only functions when it is open. Well, apparently Daniel is the most important person to know around here. He's kind of a dick, to be honest. I tend to like him. It's never too late to give up your prejudices. You guys know Theo? Nope. Really? The guy right down the hall? That's the guy who's always hanging flyers up in the common areas. Wait, the start an improv prank troupe with me guy? That sounds like him. He really likes extracurriculars. I'll tell you one extracurricular he isn't getting. The whole group laughs, including you. Then you start to feel bad. Surely your loyalty to Theo isn't so frayed. But no, he gets laid. Why would anyone who's ever grazed a titty get so involved in school? That's a good question. He should save some for the rest of us. I'll tell him that. Yeah, you should. Just don't let your overwhelming desire for him cloud your judgment. That class was the hardest C I've ever gotten. Yeah, I guess she can be kind of tough. She's hot for an old broad, don't you think? What? Jesus. What then? You don't think she's ugly? You wouldn't? No, why are those the only choices? Chill. He's never even met her. We were just talking about the city and how there's no real school campus. But the city is our campus. Wow, that's exactly the conclusion we came to. How do you know? You guys into movies at all? Whoa. You think you can just waltz into this room and ask us something so personal? Sorry. What? Never touched the stuff. Haven't you heard? This is a dry floor. Yep, no sex for 10 feet vertically in either direction. You're fucking with me, right? We would be if it wasn't expressly forbidden. You into emo? I saw the Ataris and Further Seems Forever at Barber's last week. Wow, that sounds sick. How'd you get the tickets? How does anyone get tickets? Showed up 20 minutes late and bought them off a scalper. Sounds expensive. Did you get carded? Wow, you're just living on a different plane of existence, aren't you? Get yourself a fake ID. Where can I do that? Any shady business owner in the city can make you one. Ask around. Can't you just tell me who made yours? Can't you just be cool? I'm trying, man, I'm trying. But there are so many steps and you're not telling me how specifically to accomplish them. You'll pay for your crimes against humanity, dickhead. Lock me up. All right. You attempt to catch the eye of whichever person seems the most friendly, but neither of them do, and you quickly feel self-conscious about approaching them. To cover your tracks, you crane your head into the bathroom. Looking for something? Oh, yeah, just thought I left something in there. Didn't mean to bug you guys over here. What did you leave? My magazine? My hair magazine? You brought a magazine in there? Pretty stupid, huh? Clearly it's not in there, so I'll just go. No, I think I see it. To your mortification, the person closest to the door picks up an issue of Rot magazine with a cover picture of a woman's naked ass and the massive blocky caption, 69 bands that suck, and offers it to you. Aha, that must be it. You pocket the magazine in a way you imagine is very similar to a customer in a porn store and slink away in terrible embarrassment. So, this magazine, we don't have it here yet, but this magazine is currently like an item inventory, but in the game, there will be a book inventory that is separate from like the eggs and the paper and all the other things that we've seen so far. So, look for that system in future updates about this game. Your eyes dart around the tiny room, absorbing as much as you can discreetly manage. The room seems to be well kept by its tenant. Unfortunately for him, all bets are currently off. Hello? Hello? Mara? Adam? Yeah, I'm here. I can barely hear you. Yeah, I'm at that party. What? I said I'm at that party, the one I told you I'd be at. Jesus, I can't hear you at all. Yeah, there's a lot of people here. It's a party. Can you go somewhere quieter? Let me see. You scan the hallway for any possible refuge from the noise. Each location looks busier and noisier than the last. Hello? I can't really go anywhere. It's the same volume on this whole floor. Can you go to a different floor? I really need to talk to you. Is something wrong? What's going on? Adam, what is it? I can't talk to you while you're in there. It's too loud. Okay, well, should I call you later then? Is it important? What's wrong, Adam? Can you go outside? The hour has grown too late. If you leave the dorm building now, you won't be able to re-enter. Can you please go outside? I really need to talk to you, sweetie. Okay, I'll call you back in a minute. Let's say bye to Thea. Well, thanks for inviting me. Aw, you're going? But you just got here. Yeah, gotta catch a train. You and your jet-setting life, Mara. Excitement around every corner. Yeah, too bad it feels like crap. Huh? Never mind, just a joke. See you at school, okay? Okay, see ya! At this point, if you try to talk to anybody, it tells you you can't be starting new conversations. You promised Adam you'd leave the party and return his call. Party's over. Leaving for the night? Yeah, unfortunately. There's no chance I can get back in after a phone call, is there? Afraid not. Yeah, I figured. Good night then. Get home safe. Hi, sweetie. I'm outside. What is it? Are you mad about something? No, I just left the party so you could tell me something. So what did you need to tell me? Well, if you're just mad about it... I'm not mad. I just want to know what it is. Did something happen? Did anything happen? I just wanted to talk to you. Nothing happened? I just left the party for no reason? No reason? Talking to me is not a reason? Well, yes, it's a reason, but it's not like an emergency reason. You'd rather be at some dorm party than call me. I call you every day, multiple times a day. I never get to go to parties, Adam. I always go home on the weekends and miss everything. I just wanted to be at a fucking party. Fine. Go back then. I can't. It's too late. I just wanted to hear your voice before bed. That was literally it. Yeah. Am I asking for too much? No. Sorry, Adam. The pain of his inquiry overtakes you. Adam wants to fall asleep to the sound of your voice. Who has ever loved you so much? I don't know what else to say. I'm sorry. It's okay. You didn't ruin my night, just... It's fine. Not a big deal. I would have left soon anyway, with the train schedule, and... I wasn't really clicking with any of those people anyway. No? Nah, you know how much I suck at making an impression. Really? But I've seen you do it. Well, you were there when I did that. I'm not so scared when you're around. I'll be there again soon. Okay, I'd like that. I should hurry. Oh, right, the train. Want to call me when you get home? Wait, but wasn't this the phone call? Oh, well, it's gonna be late. I might be tired by then. Okay, well, if you're tired later, I'll try to call. Okay. But just in case, we should say goodnight now. Good night. I love you. I love you too. Ugh, you still need to pick up your laundry from Daniel's place. Why does this night seem so long when you haven't even had any fun? All right, this, we're almost done with this demo. I'm going to try to catch up with the chat real quick. You hope we never actually find out what Adam looks like. All right, let's go to Daniel's. Even from the hallway, you could hear the tinny distortion of an anime soundtrack piped too loud through cheap computer speakers. The sight of Daniel with his roommates, coupled with their pleasant indifference at your unannounced arrival, is a coolant to your hot brain. Hey, Mara. I thought I'd find you guys at the party. What party? At the dorms, right? I'm done with those fucking dorm parties. Wild-eyed freshman bullshit. Yeah. What the hell is this? Golden Boy. It's fucking hilarious. The dub is so terrible, it's awesome. The small screen barely hinders your full sensory immersion into a world of shapely loins under spray paint thin fabric, gyrating cartoon breasts, and the trash-smelling perverts who worship them. Oh man, what the fuck? Good, right? You crashing tonight? I hadn't planned to, but I might. If that's okay, I mean. No, Mara, get the fuck out of here. Of course you can stay. God, you're such an ass. That's the demo, guys. That's the demo of Perfect Tide station to station. If Adam is a straight up scumbag, or if he's just sad and immature, leaning towards the latter, he's a sack of shit either way. Even if he's just the latter, it doesn't excuse his behavior and the impact it has on Mara. Well, I have, like, I do love this. I do love that people are already kind of starting to disseminate how they feel about Adam. That, to me, is a good sign that I'm writing characters that make people's gears turn. When am I planning to release this game? We are looking at fall 2025. It's going to be about a year. I would love for it to be less than that, but now that the game is story complete, I have written the entire thing. This is just one of 16 days. Great and sad and oof. I love to hear you say that. This is just one day. This game is very long. I didn't quite realize how much longer than the first game it would be. This game is going to span spring, summer, fall, and winter. And quite a bit changes between seasons. So if if you think you've got Mara's situation nailed down now, just play another day and see where you are. There's quite a bit to experience, and I'm really looking forward, to seeing people's reactions to the story and seeing the ways they engage with the systems. And if you're very impatient for the game and would like to play it before anybody else, I will be looking for playtesters probably around the new year. That is my hope. Now that I've just about wrapped up the story, I'm going back into the systems and cleaning it all up, and I'm expecting that to take the next 2 months. Holidays notwithstanding, I should be able to crack a lot of that. But in the new year, I will be recruiting for a new round of playtesters. And it is an incredibly important job that helps the game be bug-free. As you can see, there were quite a few people helping just to make this game demo ready. I could not have done it without their input, and I continue to benefit greatly from the people who are willing to play this with unfinished art, and occasional written placeholders. Um, the feedback I get from them is tremendous. So I would love to have you if you're at all interested in that. Keep an ear out to the Discord. I'll be posting about it on my blog and on my social media as well when I'm starting to look, and I'll make sure you get to the right place if you're following me on any of those. You love to, but you're already skimping out on your own shit. I don't expect playtesting to be for everybody. Some people really just want to wait for the finished thing, and that's totally fine. But if you were at all curious about it and really want to play the game before anybody else, you'll be doing a huge favor to me and all the people who are going to someday be enjoying it. It is time consuming, no doubt. But as a tester, you are any amount that you give to the test is incredibly helpful to me. All right, so I'll hang out for a few minutes. If any of you have any questions that either I missed when I was playing or are occurring to you now, feel free to add them, and I'll see what I can respond to in the next little bit. So this struck you as NYU, memes of production. I did not go to NYU, so I would not be able to tell you firsthand. But I did go to SVA, another New York arts university. So I imagine there's some crossover there. Well, thank you, Mr. Grandfex, for reading my webcomics all those years ago and following my work to the games world. I know that transitioning from one medium to another is not always everybody's thing. And I'm really very happy for the people who have followed me from comics to here. It's gives me a good feeling. Thank you. Every time I tab out, I lose the music. I'm sorry for that. Let's see, what else can I say about this game that I didn't say while I was playing? I'm happy to play this first day. I haven't played it in a while, and having just come off of the last day, I'm pretty happy with what the first day establishes. I feel like it's fairly low key in what you're given. Like it just kind of seems to me like the ambient hum of Mara's life is being established, and yet so much of what you see in this first little bit is germane, as Jana would say, to the rest of the game. How long did it take you to make that Sunni joke with sucks, or did you come up with it early? Come to me early on. I think like a lot of the time with a joke like that, you kind of have the placeholder thing in mind. I don't remember exactly when the sucks joke came to me, but I definitely wanted it to be a stupid name. I think I came up with sucks, and then I sort of vetted it with Google to make sure that there wasn't actually something like that, and that it was sort of feasibly a Sunni school. It just took me a while to make sure it was my joke, if you know what I mean. So from my perspective, Perfect Tide seemed to be a sleeper hit in the point-and-click adventure narrative game space. I suddenly started hearing a lot of positive things about out of nowhere. That it makes me so happy to hear. How do you feel about the first game's reception, and how is it impacting development of this game? Would you have committed to this project if the first one had done less well? So that makes me very happy, because that says to me that some of what I'm doing to get the word out is working, and some of what people who've played the game are doing to get the word out is working. I think the first game, at least by my, from my point of view, was not really a hit, and continues to not be a hit, at least in terms of, like, if you weigh the value of a game based on its Steam reviews, basically. It is still on the low end in terms of how many people have played it. That said, the quality of play has been incredibly high, and the enjoyment from those people who've played has been almost unanimous. Even the people who think it's a janky game, which it is, I made it with no experience at all, find something undeniable about it. And, as a writer, that does my heart well. I thought I had something to say, and I think the game has something to say that is really hitting people. And I think a combination of, my doing what I can to market the game years after it's come out, and people who enjoyed the game's ability to convince their friends to read it. I think there is sort of a slow burn happening where, in general, to get interested in a game these days, because there are just so many, you need to not only hear about the game or have it pass on, across your eyes once. It needs to hit you like enough times that you're like, okay, what is this game? I'll bite. And I think that's happening more with Perfect Tides now, and that makes me very happy. And to answer your question about whether I would have continued if I didn't see Perfect Tides as a hit, I absolutely would have, and I didn't, and I did. So I would keep going, because this is really what I want to do, and I have the ability to do it right now, and I'm trying to seize the time that I have to take a chance on game development. And I've gotten a lot of support from a very dedicated cluster of people who have helped me kickstart the games to get them funded, so I can hire people to help me, and to talk about the games and tell their friends about it. And you're absolutely right. Yes, if you're talking about a commercial success, a game that makes a profit, Perfect Tides has not made a profit, but I think it has justified its existence. My own metric has been satisfied enough that I would risk 4 more years to make another game. It is creatively the most fulfilling thing I have ever done, and to that end, I think that this is the most important work that I've made so far, and I hope you will agree if you play it. Let's see. What do you need to do to unlock the bad ending where Mara grows dreads and starts calling herself Marigold? Yes. All of these characters are me to some extent. They are all what is most embarrassing, what is most fragile, what is most alive about me. So I'm never going to let Octopus Pie and Perfect Tides exist in the same universe, so to speak. I can't stand that stuff. I think that's corny. But the characters are not enormously different, are they? You can find a little bit of me in each one. Oh yeah, no, you're right. The 200 reviews over 2 years is not that bad. And the fact that it's still climbing is great, right? It didn't get those all of those reviews at the beginning and then stop getting reviews. People are still playing it and still discovering it, and that makes me really happy. Oh, thank you, LSC Mige. Sorry if I'm butchering your username. I'm glad you liked the comic, and thanks for coming to the stream. 4 more years, yes, 4 more years, and then when I'm done, I don't know what I'll do with myself. Uh, this is an all-consuming type of work, and I completely understand why most game developers, well, I mean, most game developers don't make one game. They never make even one game. And if they make one game, that's often the only game that they make. Because the default is that you put every last ounce of yourself into your game. And 10 people play it, and that's that. And it disappears. But I was talking on the stream with Joe about this a few days ago. If you make a game like that, a game that gets buried, a game that gets no respect on Steam, there's still the potential for a small handful of guys to be so into your game. And I did find that was the case with Perfect Tides right from the start. There was a guy who immediately started speedrunning the game, which I love, and beating their own records. And when I say guy, I'm just I'm not trying to gender this. It's just a guy who plays your game. There was another guy who just immediately wrote a guide, a guide guy, which was enormously helpful because a lot of people aren't familiar with adventure games, and they can play it with that guide, and they can discover all the secrets without wasting their life walking into dead ends. From your perspective, I'm cultivating a promising foundation. Thank you. That's really nice. And I think it sucks that we all have to measure ourselves by Steam. I think it really sucks. I hate that I have to do it, and I'm not so happy about needing to market myself either. I'd rather not. I'd prefer not to, but I'm going with the flow on that one, and doing what I have to do in this world that we live in. We can't, hating the world doesn't mean that that the world changes, and I'm doing what is required. I'm being realistic about this. I love this work with all my heart, and if I really, really want other people to discover it, and not just people who read my comic, because I'm glad people who read my comic are checking it out. But for one thing, some of those people have moved on, so I can't count on a growing audience coming from that. And for another thing, I want some young people to see this. I don't just want people who are aging with me to see it. I want people who are teenagers now to play it. And the only way to reach them is to play the game and do the marketing. And so that's what I'm doing. Lucy Dreaming. I haven't played that one, but I met Tom recently. He's a lovely guy. I'd really like to play that. And that one also came out 2 years ago. Yeah, I guess we're kind of at the same place. Is that what prompted the strategy guide? Yes, that I think that's where it came from. Was from one person who was fascinated by the world, the possibilities to explore the world of the game. Cross demographic appeal, absolutely. I'm thinking about that a lot because I think with the first game, I was kind of trying to sell it to people who play point and click adventures. And yes, I did meet him at the Adventure Game Fanfare. And the Adventure Game Fanfare, everybody who's part of the AG hotspot, as I discovered when I went there, has heard of Perfect Ties and knows about this game. But I don't think I should be marketing to them. They're gonna play it. Bless their hearts. They're gonna play it. But I want to be marketing to people who are into narrative-rich games. I want to market to people who are interested in romance and dating games. I want to market to people who are interested in, choices matter and exploration. And, if I'm being a real marketing guru, mental wellness and the chemistry of the mind. There are a lot of people who are interested in these things, and I think they would be interested in this game. I would like to find them, and hopefully I will. Assuming there's no scenes like that scene in the first game, are you going to try getting station to station on consoles? Look, I'm still trying to get that scene on the consoles too. Yes, absolutely. I want station to station to be on consoles. That would be part of the push to get this to a wider audience. Where are you streaming that you're also pulling questions from? I am using Restream, and as such, I am getting comments from YouTube and Twitch. All right. I figure I'm gonna boogie in a minute, but if you if you guys want to ask anything else, last minute questions, go right ahead. Yeah, I haven't linked those two accounts because frankly I've never streamed from YouTube before. I've only ever streamed from Twitch, and I've never really streamed to Steam either, so I'm kind of doing like a triple whammy tonight. This is very experimental. And this will get uploaded to Twitch and YouTube, and I will be rerunning it for the next few days on Steam during the Adventure X event. So hopefully some more people will see it, and unfortunately they will not be able to ask me questions, but thankfully, thanks to you guys, we had quite a bit to talk about tonight. So thank you for that. Thanks for watching, and thanks for participating. And yeah, I think I'm going to call it a night. Oh, I don't know how much you socialize with other adventure narrative game devs online, but I was just joining the Adventure Chat Discord. Oh, yes. I have a few. I would like that. I'd really like to go to the in-person show next year. I enjoyed the fanfare, but it was a little more focused on the classics, and I'd really like to connect with more people who are making games now. That would be lovely. Thank you. No, I'd love an invite. Thank you. When it comes to cross appeal, has anyone shared something that resonated with them that you found interesting or insightful to you as a creator? Oh, I mean, absolutely. The way people sum up what they've experienced in my games is totally unique to them. It's fascinating, actually. And I think it might be what what made me want to make another game, because I couldn't believe the therapy I was getting. You know, when you express something to someone, when you make yourself vulnerable, and then people echo back what you've said, not only feeling the same way, but expressing it in their own words, you know, that changes me. It changes my language for these things as much as it changed theirs. There was a dialogue there. And that's again something I was talking about with Joe the other day, is that it is strangely intimate to make a video game and hear what people thought of it or watch them play it. It is a connection that I was not really familiar with until I experienced it. Yeah, I hope to be at Adventure X. I hope to do more in-person stuff. I want to, you know, the next year, if this game must come out next year. Next year, as the game gets closer to release, I'm definitely going to be out there doing in-person events and promoting it in every way that I can. And yeah, that will probably mean quite a bit of travel and you know, as much as I can stand while the game is getting made. So, hope to see you there. All right, everyone. I'm going to call it a night.